think it's a similar idea that is evident in that New Zealand A women's squad, and they are preparing to start their tour of England next Monday. Is the first one-dayer against England A. The I've said it before, like the attacking batters and the athletic seamers, I think is something like I'm especially interested in Bree Illing. I think she is going to play a lot more cricket for the White Ferns over the next 12 months than many people may believe. I think she is just as tall, fast, bouncy, athletic as Molly Penfold, and she's a lefty. So I think that's going to be very useful for the White Ferns bowling attack moving forward. And I'm also, another little pocket that I'm going to be tracking closely is that spin bowling all-rounder zone, because they have Jess Watkin, they have Nancy Patel, they have Flora Devonshire and Anna Browning, all of whom they won't bat in the top five, like Jess Watkin might, but they're not going to be consistent top five batters for New Zealand A, but all of them can bat top five for their respective domestic teams, and they all bowl a bit of spin. Browning, Patel, Watkin are all offies, right arm off spin. Flora Devonshire, lefty batter, lefty finger spinner, lefty offie, if that's such a thing. And the Devonshire Browning duo I'm especially intrigued by. Two of the most talented youngsters on the rise in Aotearoa, and I think they are going to contribute very well to this team. Obviously, we've seen Emma McLeod, Izzy Sharp, Polly Ingalls, and Bella James come into the White Ferns. I think, similar to Bree Illing, I think Bella James and Polly Ingalls are going to be very important players for the White Ferns over the next year. Same with Bree Illing. I think all three could be first 11 White Ferns pretty consistently. I think Polly Ingalls is already the best wicketkeeper for the White Ferns. We know her funky shots around the park, but Bella James, I'd say Bella James and Bree Illing are probably the two most undercover White Ferns players right now. James has found a new attacking impetus. She was one of, she didn't score a lot of runs against Australia last summer, but she did flash her attacking ability. And when she scores runs, she scores them very quickly. Opening batter, so you can go her and Susie Bates. You can go her and in this New Zealand A team, you might have her and Jess Watkin. Bella James and Georgia Plimmer is a fantastic opening batting duo as well. And I think Bella James is going to play a lot of first 11 cricket. I think Polly Ingalls has already established herself as the best wicketkeeper who can score runs quickly down the order. And I think Bree Illing is going to play a lot of first 11 cricket as well, considering she is a lefty seamer who bowls pretty fast. Two more cricket points. We have news that Dean Foxcroft will return to Central Districts. He was named in CD's squad for the Global Super League. And
is that like a Club World Cup thing, or
it actually is. I have to keep an eye on some of these T20 leagues, like Major League Cricket, like Banana Ball. And I will be fascinated to see how CD perform at the Global Super League. Mainly with regards to the youngsters, we got Curtis Heafy, Will Clark, and Toby Finlay are in the squad. We know Curtis Heafy, fantastic opening batter, who in the Super Smash last summer played a significant role in CD winning the championship because of how many different roles he played and how he was able to do the job. Will Clark is another undercover rising talent in Aotearoa. All-rounder, very strong hitter, good seam bowler. And then Toby Finlay is just a tall, athletic seamer who I don't think he actually made his Plunket Shield debut last season. He did that a couple seasons ago, but he did make his Super Smash debut season last summer as well. So fantastic development opportunity for those three. But it did confirm the news that Dean Foxcroft will be returning to CD. Started with CD, went down to Otago. He was captain of Otago for a few summers, gave that up, and now he returns to CD. It's probably a good move for him because he's done it, so whatever. Like, I can't see any negatives for Foxcroft moving back to CD. It is a funky situation for Otago. Otago do not have a women's coach officially right now. They do not have a men's coach officially right now, and arguably one of their best players has moved back to CD. So it's a really weird situation for Otago, but I do love the talent that Otago have. Foxcroft gave up the captaincy. Luke Georgeson takes over as captain and does a tremendous job last summer. Like he just looks like a leader, as well as being a very good batter and a very good bowler. And Otago, like it's that old situation where they have a lot of players from outside Otago, Foxcroft, Dale Phillips, Thorne Parks, Jamal Todd, Georgeson moved down from Wellington. But they also have really good local juniors as well. Max Chu, Lou Johnson, Ben Lockrose, Jacob Cumming, Zach Cumming, Mason Clark, Thomas O'Connor. And then you go to their veterans who are going to be key players. Leo Carter, Matt Bacon, Andrew Hazeldine. Carter and Hazeldine moved down from Canterbury. Matt Bacon moved down from CD, but they've been in Otago for maybe one season for Carter. All of that is coming before domestic contracts are announced. So I don't know how their squads will look because domestic contracts actually offer us insight, unlike Blackcaps contracts, as far as player movement goes. I can see how folks in Otago might be down in the dumps about Foxcroft leaving, but I think they, like, player personnel-wise, they got a good squad. There's a lot, like, the local juniors, Johnson, Lockrose are both young. They've got two Cumming brothers. Mason Clark made his debut at 17 years old. Thomas O'Connor is a lefty seamer who debuted last season. A lot of good cricketers coming out of Otago, so they should be all right. The weirdest thing for Otago is that they don't have coaches. Nofke was their coach last summer, but as I said earlier in the show, he's picked up a job with Pakistan. Craig Cumming did a fantastic job as Otago Sparks coach, and now he's working in England. I think the Otago Sparks culture is bigger than the coach, so I don't really, like, the coach just needs to fit in. I think it's player-driven there. Their HBJ Shield dynasty, I think that's player-driven. So I think the Otago Sparks will be okay, where Otago Volts, it will be a bit more interesting to see what happens with their coach. Let's finish with a bit of Blackcaps T20 stuff, because we do have the T20 leagues happening, and also we've got a T20 World Cup on the radar. When I get a nice big sample size, the things I'm going to be looking for are the top order hitters. Why don't I have Kane Williamson in my T20 World Cup squad? Well, we got Rachin Ravindra, Finn Allen, Tim Seifert, Devon Conway, Daryl Mitchell, Glenn Phillips. That's 6 dudes kind of competing for 4 to 5 spots in the batting unit. So, like, I don't really see how Williamson's going to fit in if he's knocking around at 115 strike rate. But then you go, okay, so how do we get, like, who's going to be selected there? Because in that top order slots, you've got Ravindra, Conway, Finn Allen, Tim Seifert. That's basically 4 dudes competing for 2 spots. So that's a very interesting little situation there. And I may have missed someone, but I don't think I have. Then the seam bowlers, Kiwi cricket fans and international cricket fans curious about New Zealand, you got to prepare yourself. You got to prepare yourself that Kane Williamson will have minimal involvement moving forward. He might play some test cricket. You got to prepare yourself. Like, you should already know Trent Bolt's not playing again. You got to prepare yourself. Lockie Ferguson probably not going to play again. Adam Milne's pretty damn good. He's not playing again. Why am I so confident in saying that? Because right now, we have Matt Henry, Jacob Duffy, Zach Fox, Will O'Rourke, and Ben Sears. The only bloke there with a T20 international bowling average over 25 is Will O'Rourke. The only bloke there with a T20 bowling average, technically, Jacob Duffy is 25.3, but the only dude there with a bowling average over 25 is Will O'Rourke. And I haven't updated these stats. All these stats are from the Monday newsletter. I haven't updated them from any overnight action. Matt Henry in the Blast, 8 wickets at 23. Duffy in the Blast, 7 wickets at an average of 25. Zach Fox in the Blast, 6 wickets, average 25. Will O'Rourke in the Blast, averaging 42 with 6 wickets, but he's trending in the right direction. Ben Sears hasn't taken a wicket in the MLC, 4 overs, 12.2 RPO. But Ben Sears has a T20 international bowling average of 23, T20 bowling average of 21. Ben Sears is really good, but is he as good as Zach Fox? Technically, Zach Fox and Ben Sears aren't actually as good at T20 international bowling as Jacob Duffy. And then we've got Matt Henry, who's averaging 23 in internationals and T20s. Like, all these dudes, it's not my opinion. Like, this is statistically factual. They are good T20 bowlers. But I think there's a perception issue here. Matt Henry, he's a test bowler. You know, he's just a bang a length in ODIs. Well, he's kind of actually awesome in all formats. That's why I think Matt Henry is going to be a legendary seamer if he isn't already. Fox and Duffy, fantastic in T20s over the past year. The worst bowler here is Will O'Rourke. He's the dude who bowls 145, smashes hands, and has the most awkward movement and bounce of nearly any seamer in the world. So I think those 5 dudes are going to lead the way as far as Blackcaps seam bowling goes ahead of the T20 World Cup. And when you add in, how do we fit, who wins the selection battle between Finn Allen, Rachin Ravindra, Devon Conway, Tim Seifert, Daryl Mitchell, and Glenn Phillips? There's some funky stuff happening here as far as the Blackcaps T20 mixer goes, and I'm pretty proud of myself for my generosity to Devon Conway there.
Well, he's hanging on, you know, he's hanging in there. Yeah, that's a bowling lineup that is gonna, like, there's no holes in that bowling lineup, you know, and they complement each other pretty well. They a couple of them have got smashed lately, but
that's not a lineup.
But you're building your lineup out of those guys. You're not picking all 5, but you're
like, if we're going, like, because you still need you got Michael Bracewell, you got Mitchell Santner, you got a bit of spin, bit of slugging there as well.
And the 2 most experienced international bowlers that you've mentioned there, and other than the ones that are not in contention, are probably, you know, Henry and Santner, who both of those 2, like, at the same time as there's a bunch of guys sub 25 years old stepping into international cricket and looking pretty bloody good there, you've got a couple of guys who are a little bit over 30 and have been around playing all formats for a fairly long time, had spells in and out of some of the, like Matt Henry didn't play a T20 for a long time. Mitchell Santner's been in and out of the test team. Both of those two, at the same time as all this other stuff is happening, like those two seem to have taken massive leaps forward as well. Like Matt Henry's just become absolutely incredible, and Mitchell Santner is now probably our number one test spinner again. Like there was a time when that was the case before, and the whole time everyone was sort of sitting back and saying, "Yeah, but look at how bad that average is." You know, does he actually take wickets? He can slow things down, but is that what you need in red ball cricket? Never any doubt about him as a one day or T20 bowler. But now he's taken a bunch of wickets in test stuff as well. It feels like he spins the ball a little bit more than he used to. He's certainly more experienced and played in a bunch of different places since then for different teams around the world, and seems to have upskilled in a few areas. But he's been incredible over the last 12 months, and Matt Henry's been beyond incredible over the last 24 months, maybe even a little bit longer at this point. So you got two of your senior bowlers making massive improvements, deep into their careers at the same time as you've got a bunch of exciting youngsters as well. So, I mean, at some point, maybe they have that same, jump up themselves. And you can argue Jacob Duffy actually should be in that category rather than the other category because he is older than O'Rourke or Sears or Fox, but bottom line, all that stuff is just very exciting for. I mean, the last point to say about how exciting that is we're talking about this in a T20 context, but that could be your test bowling lineup as well. That could be your ODI bowling lineup as well. Like you can fit all formats from those lot.
And it's a weekly occurrence, but the mystery man is Bevan Jacobs, who, by the time the T20 World Cup comes around, he could be in a first 11 position. He's that good at cricket. How many games of official cricket worthy enough of getting onto your Cricket Info profile has Bevan Jacobs played since the end of the summer? The end of the New Zealand domestic cricket summer.
Well, he went to the IPL. I doubt he played there. I mean, it might be zero. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's playing Major League Cricket and he's got 2 in or something. I don't know, but I'm tempted to guess zero.
It's zero. So he's still the mystery man.
Yeah.
It's like, it's funny when you think back to all the hype about him signing the IPL contract. And this dude hasn't played a T20 game since the end of the Super Smash. So it's a bit weird, but I still think he's going to be in the mix. Because when you think about the young talent in Aotearoa, don't know if there's a better T20 batter than Bevan Jacobs. Which is saying a lot. Muhammad Abbas, Matt Boyle. Like, all these dudes are really good. Mitch Hay in the wicketkeeper conversation with Tim Seifert. And Devon Conway. But Devon Conway, I saw a bit of MLC, Devon Conway wicketkeeping. He dropped the ball. But I still think Bevan Jacobs is going to be a factor. A far bigger factor sooner than people think. And that is based on the fact that he is currently the mystery man. Like, he's not doing anything. Out of sight, out of mind.